What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Too Much to Say, the podcast where we got a whole lot to say and then some. I just want full Porky Pig trying to say that.
Close.
Swing and a miss, yeah. What's up, Duncan?
What is going on, Eric?
Man, nothing. Just got done recording one episode with you. We're doing like 4 today.
We're recording like four podcast episodes today. It's going to be a good time. I'm happy to be a part of it.
Yeah, it's kind of nice. Like, it feels good. Even though we're not in the studio, it feels nice to be recording.
Yeah, we are getting ish done. And it's kind of cool. I'm recording in my living room right now, which is kind of a change of pace.
Are you at the kitchen table?
As opposed... No, but the kitchen table's right there.
Okay.
I'm
I
kind of
tell
in
where
between,
you're at, but okay.
in between the... And then my couch is right
The
here.
casting couch.
The casting couch. Yes, absolutely. So, Eric, we are here to discuss our I don't know about you, but like my ever changing, definitely not set in stone morning routine.
Yeah. I think it's kind of like I think I've told you, it's like, to me, it was kind of in a weird sense, like a very mundane topic, but there's just so much to it. It's like... Yeah,
and I think it's something that everyone can relate to because everyone's got their own way of going about doing things. And
everyone wakes up.
I think it's something that... and everyone kind of does it their own way. Hey, give me 1 second. Let me make sure I'm recording.
Okay. Oh, you just got really clear. What did you do?
I didn't do anything.
Dude, you got so clear when you said okay.
Really?
Yeah, that was crazy. You said okay, and it sounded like you were right next to me.
I'm here with you, Eric. I'm the invisible man.
Sorry, I'm texting Caleb about an episode later, even though we're in the middle of recording. Sorry. So morning meeting. So I guess...
Isn't that
what
ironic?
I wanted... Oh, my gosh. You're always like, you're on your phone when we record. I'm a busy man trying to book guests, you know?
I know you are a busy man. One day I'll just get used to it.
Oh, my God. Actually, I don't do too much when we're...
As opposed to...
When we're in person, I don't do it that much anymore.
As opposed to you stopping. No.
Oh, God, that was the most passive-aggressive thing I've ever heard.
I'm pretty... Dude, I realized the other day is like, I need to work on my passive-aggressive.
You're very passive.
I'm too passive.
You're very passive-aggressive.
I need to work on my passive-aggressive. I'm going to work on that.
That's why I call you out on it a lot of times.
And try... Yeah. I'm bad about
Getting a little
that.
feedback.
I think about it... I think that my whole family, we're all guilty of being a little passive aggressive. Well, I think a lot of people do it without realizing. I'm gonna work on that. I don't want to be that way as much anymore.
I feel like I have a little bit of hum in the background, but it's gone now. No, it's back. That's weird. I don't know what it is.
Air conditioning?
No, it's like it's not like a air hum. I don't know how to explain it. Whatever. But no. So what I wanted to do was
surprise Eric.
First thing first.
That real famous chick that you have a crush on is actually here. She's right. Let me Skype her in.
Who is it? Haley Steinfeld?
Zoom her in. Hey, that's it. Yeah, I was gonna say the chick from Bumblebee.
Oh yeah, she could bumble my bee.
She could
transform.
She would
transform my heart.
There you go.
Very
that's
PG.
A good one, man.
Yeah,
that's good.
Can't wait to show up at her mansion somewhere and be like, "Hey, let me transform your heart." You know.
You have no idea, but I'm in love with you.
You have no idea.
Let's do this.
You have no idea yet.
Let's make this real.
Yeah.
Eric, I mean, like we talked about it in the last podcast, but we're practicing social distancing. You are at your house. I'm at my house. We are not recording together. For those listening, they might be able to sense a bit of a delay in the video conferencing process. But you know what? We're making the best of it, and we're just going to soldier on. Too much to say is too much to not record.
Yeah, sure. Weekly. That makes sense. That works. That checks out. All right. So big thing I wanted to start with is I want you to break down and go through your daily morning routine as it stands right now. Normally when you go to work, you physically go to work.
I was going to say it's a slightly different
We'll talk about that on an earlier published but later recorded episode about how it is now.
Yeah.
But what's your normal, and then I'll go through kind of my day-to-day, but we'll kind of just talk a little bit about that. Because I have a vastly different routine now than I have in the past. So... You know,
like I said, mine is constantly changing. I mean, there's details of it that will change. Like for instance, I am real big. Like I love to take a shower in the morning. Well, I mean, sometimes I can be lazy to the point to where like sometimes I'll take a shower before I actually go to bed, and then I won't take one in the morning to like save myself some time. Sometimes I'll do that. I will say, for those who have been listening for a little while or watching the video version on Heroshot, you'll notice that my facial hair is actually is quite a bit shorter than it was, dude. I let it grow out pretty. That was the longest my beard had ever gotten, by far. The past few weeks pre-quarantine.
Oddly enough, you shaved your beard during quarantine. The opposite of most people.
Yeah. Yeah. And the reason for that is dude, it was just getting it. I mean, I liked the way it looked sometimes. Like I had definitely like how people have bad hair days. Like sometimes I would have a bad beard day, and it was getting to where it was too much work to in the morning to fool with. The reason why I talked about the shower thing is because when my beard was super long, like I had to take a shower in the morning, because when you have a long beard, it's like when you have longer hair. Like, dude, I would wake up in the morning and like my beard would be smushed up against the side of my face, and like unlike the hair on my head, my facial hair is like super thick, and like it won't brush out like without taking a shower. So when I had my facial hair longer, I had to take a shower in the morning, and that would then lead to I would have to blow dry it, and I would have to use a roller brush, like those round brushes. I would have to roll it to try and get it to shape up the right way, and then I'd have to use a little bit of product to like get it all to lay down. And dude, it's just this whole thing. When it's like this, I don't really have to do like anything to it. Now this is about like how I mostly have had it. I was really I might let it grow. I like the longer chin part, and I might let that kind of grow in.
Do you use like special beard shampoo, or do you just use facial shampoo?
Sometimes when I have it, sometimes I don't. I'm not the best about always washing my facial hair.
I don't do it every day. I do it like every 3 days probably.
When I have it, I use it. And then I'm bad about this and everything. Like, when I run out of something, I'm not the best about like running out immediately and going and getting more of it. And that might sound a little bit bad, because there have been definitely like a day. I can remember days where like I run out of deodorant and then I forget to go get some. And then the next day I don't have any to wear. And I kind of pride myself on my body odor and like not having bad body odor, but it's like when like that one day when I don't wear deodorant, I can smell myself.
Oh wow, it's
awful. It's the worst, dude. But no, man. Now that my beard is down to a pretty manageable length, I mean, and like I said, my morning routine is very different right now, being the fact that I'm currently working from home. So like I have to log into my computer at 8 a.m. and dude, I wake up at like 7:50 now and just roll out of bed and walk into the other room and just log right into my computer. But when I was going to work daily, it was shower in the morning or sometimes a shower at night. Like I really
wow.
I can't.
So you don't. Sometimes you don't shower in the morning.
Sometimes, yeah. If I well, that's the thing is like I could never go to work not showered.
Same. I can't leave the house unless I shower.
If I take a shower before bed, I feel like I'm okay for the next morning. But that's like 10% of the time. 90% of the time, it's a shower in the morning. I don't know how now that I live here in my condo complex. We have great hot water. Like I've never had such good hot water. I was always real big when I was growing up because our hot water at my parents' house was not the best. I would always turn the water on and then like go brush my teeth or something. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like let the water get hot. I don't really have to do that here now, which is kind of a nice thing. I was always big on like turning the hot water on, letting it get hot, as opposed to like how you see it in every movie or TV show where somebody turns the water on and then immediately gets into the shower. I mean, like I can kind of do like that now because hot, my water,
like you see steam all over movies. Like that doesn't look okay. So 2 quick questions, I guess, or like little segue things. One, have you ever brushed your teeth in the shower? I know the small segment of people do it.
I did,
but I people that do it like I did. Love it.
Yeah, there's people who do that, and they definitely like that's their thing. I did that for a while, and I don't know why I got out of it. I think what it was is I didn't have. This was when I was still living at home, and I didn't have a way of. So at my parents' house, we actually have a window in the upstairs shower, which is, dude, like that has caused some trouble in the past.
Really?
We eventually frosted it over to where
it
like,
wasn't
light
frosted
would come
to
through
begin
it,
with?
but you. No, dude. For
That's
years,
weird.
it was just a window.
Because usually those
it was
windows
just
are
a window.
frosted. Okay.
Dude, I distinctly remember this was maybe like 15 years ago. I was still in high school, and it was the night of the Super Bowl, and I was getting ready. The Super Bowl, I think, had ended at that point, and our neighbors were having a Super Bowl party, and I took a shower. I was doing like what I said earlier. I was actually taking a shower before bed before I went to school the next day. And dude, I was like, like doing my thing, like lathering up and everything. And I just happened to look over out the window, which is to the left. And dude, I see the whole entire backyard full of a Super Bowl party. And they're like, hey, like what? Looking at me taking a shower. And I'm like, dude, I jump out of the shower as fast as I possibly can.
Dude, that's weird.
And dude, that was so embarrassing.
Was it just the top part of
we had a couple
view though, or because it's upstairs? So
it was like,
but it's still not cool.
It was like chest. You could see it from like nipple up.
Dude, that's crazy
on me.
But I'm sorry, you are saying your upstairs bathroom, so they're kind of looking at it. But that's kind of still a pretty big window then if they can see nipple, but you're on the second floor.
Yeah, it's probably like slightly above nipple, like chest height. Yeah, if you could see head up for sure. Yeah, it was a weird thing, man. So eventually, I don't even think that it still was years before we actually put the frosting stuff on that window to frost it up to where you couldn't see into that bathroom anymore. But the reason why I say that is there's a window sill inside the shower, and that was where like soap and body wash and all that kind of stuff would end up. And I would always do, when I was brushing my teeth in the shower, I would leave the toothbrush just laying on that windowsill, and just like, I guess it's for sanitary reasons. I just got, I was sharing the shower with 2 other siblings at that point. And I was like, I'm assuming that's why I stopped doing it, but I'm not 100% sure. I don't know. It's cause it seems convenient, but,
quick question.
Yeah.
Sorry. Where was your brother's bedroom in that house then?
So when you go up the stairs, you go right. There's the bathroom. And then if you go straight ahead is my sister's bedroom. That was my bedroom prior to college. When I moved out to go to college, my sister moved into that bedroom. And then you go down the hall. Well, anytime you ever came over when I was living there after moving back in, my brother, I don't think ever lived there.
No.
So
was the studio?
My bedroom was on the right, and then the room that we recorded in was on the right. My bedroom was on the left.
Yeah.
That bedroom that was on the left that I had my bed and stuff in it. That was my brother's room for basically the entire time he lived there.
Okay.
And then so the recording room was actually my sister's bedroom when she was like little. And then when I moved out for college, she moved into, I had the big bedroom, there by the bathroom. So there. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Now you know the layout of my family house when I was growing up.
Okay, so another question. Are you like as hot as water can get in the shower? Or are you like more like just...
Man,
I'm super finicky where I don't know my morning stuff, but how are you in the shower? That sounds weird. But,
I like a hot shower, dude. I like a really hot shower. I'm pretty good in the shower. Dude, but sometimes I've noticed
you hear that, ladies?
Yeah. Dude, really hot water I don't think is great for your skin. And like when I take a really hot shower, I can feel that my skin is dry. And And there was a period of time where I read something. I don't remember what it is. It was talking about like how good cold showers can be, like not only for your skin, but for your like for everything really. Mm-hmm. And it was like this article was like, you don't have to take an entirely cold shower, but take your normal hot shower, but then turn the water to cold for 30 seconds at the very end, and then before you get out. And I did that for like 6 months maybe, and I was like, screw this, and I don't do that anymore. But when I do enjoy the water pretty hot. But like I said, I feel like afterwards, it's never a problem like while I'm taking the shower, but after like an hour later, I could just like feel that my hands are like dry, and but I mean, what are you going to do?
Yeah, I don't like really hot showers.
What about you?
I don't like super hot showers. I kind of sit there and throughout the entire shower, I'm messing with, where it's like just a little bit, but on the dial, but I'm just like back and forth with it. Like, oh, this is too hot. Now this is.
Oh, really?
I never take it cold, but it's like, it's a little bit hotter than like lukewarm for me. I don't like a hot shower.
I was talking about the water temperature here at my complex, dude.
Sorry.
Like bless you.
Thank you.
Sometimes I've gotten in the shower sometimes and the water is like too hot. It'll get too hot here. Like I'm like, this is too hot for me. And I'll have to turn it down a little bit.
How long when you drive to work, like you got to be at your workplace, how long before that do you wake up?
Right. So an hour and a half. Yeah.
How long besides the drive, how long is it taking you to actually get ready for work then?
So I was waking up at 6:30 to be at work by 8, and I would always try to leave by 7:30. I would usually try to leave by like 7:30 and 7:45 because my drive to work is about 10 to like 12 minutes. And so if I left at like 7:35, I was usually good. I say that I would leave by 7:30, but I think I rarely ever actually made it out the door by 7:30. I'm not one of those, like, I know people do it differently, and I think it might be an age thing. As you get older, some of the older people I work with, I hear them. Some people I work with, they get up at like 4:30 in the morning, and I'm like, dude, no way. And then they just like relax. They like have time to relax and like.
My dad's up by like
I think
5-ish every morning. I feel like, and he's just kind of on his phone or watching TV for like 2 hours, and then he gets up and has his day.
Dude, yeah, I get up like even an hour and a half, dude, is like that's like it takes me about half an hour to get ready. Like,
so what are you doing the other half hour? Are you just not like getting out of bed for the first half hour?
I'm back. I've been I'll get out of bed between 6:30 and like 6:40. So usually there's like 10 or 15 minutes there where like it takes me a minute to actually get up out of bed or whatever. And then like I'll look at my phone or something for like 10 minutes. And so like there's like 20 minutes there that are like valuable time. And, I'm bad about like in the morning, I'll get ready, I'll take a shower, brush my teeth, deodorant, change, put on my work clothes or whatever. And then I'll sit down and like look at my phone for like 10 or 15 minutes. And I'm like, dude, like before I know it, it's time to, I'm technically a little bit late getting to work. I'm bad about that sometimes. What about you? Like what is the time frame of a typical morning for you, which is still a typical morning because you unfortunately are still having to go into work, which sucks.
Yeah, I could probably do most, if not all my stuff. I would need a printer for some stuff, but I'd still have to like bring it somewhere. So that kind of negates that. But I think I could probably go to work from home like 4 out of the 5 days. You're probably going to hear dogs barking for a minute. Sorry.
That's okay. We just got done talking about pets. That would have been more timely.
Yeah, it would have actually.
Dude, I never use a printer at work, but like this past week, I think it was like Monday or Tuesday, I never print anything. I try to avoid printing stuff if at all possible. But it was like Monday or Tuesday, I was like, I don't own a printer either. I was like, dang, I really wish I had a printer right now. There was something I was doing for work, and I was like, dang, I need a printer right now. And I had to handwrite a bunch of notes or something.
Dude, the amount of paper we go through every day in my work that we just will print off and like reference something or use it for something real quick and throw away is insane. Like we go through so much paper that we just shouldn't really have to go through. But anyway, so
I guess yeah.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I'm bad about that too, but for me, like instead of printing stuff, I usually will just, if it's something, I'll handwrite it and then like, hey, like what's the, like talking to a coworker or something.
My dad,
like that.
I guess we'll
it's
have
not
to
that
talk
I
about
necessarily I don't necessarily conserve paper. I guess I would say I still use a lot of paper, but I handwrite stuff for some reason as opposed to printing stuff off.
Any given moment at my desk, there are 2 regular Post-it note pads that have notes on them. There's one large Post-it note pad.
Yeah, I'm a big...
I have a folder depending on what customer I'm working on, and then within their loan, so not even just like one customer, it's like one specific loan. And then I have the dual monitors with stuff on it, and I have the digital sticky notes app, which I love. I use it for... So basically I have 4 sticky note areas for different things at any given... It's insane. Like I thought about before, I'm like, when I have to like go on vacation and stuff, I'm like, I don't know how these people are going to like take over, because my brain, I'm like, I just work in a weird way. And I'll be like, oh, I know to do this, but I have to put this information here. And it's just, but my work is like, my whole area it's like clean, but it's just, dude, it's like just a weird method of how I memorize and put information in places. But no, in the morning, I live like 30-ish, 35 minutes from my job. I have to be there about 8. You
technically live in a different state.
Yeah, like I live in Mississippi.
I
work in Memphis.
And you work in Tennessee.
I work 5 minutes because of traffic from your house. So I work very close to you.
That's funny.
But I wake up at about... My alarm is set. So here's a weird morning routine thing, a weird quirk of mine, is ever since I can remember, at least high school... High school is kind of when I first started waking up on my own from an alarm. It wasn't like a parent waking me up. But I will not set an alarm that ends in 0 or 5. It's got to end in 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 2, 1, 3. So
you have those weird
otherwise
you
I feel like it's bad.
Kind of compulsive things. Whenever I ride with you, you do that thing where you like touch the roof of your car when I don't know.
Yeah, that's
I have OCD things, but I don't have any weird rituals like that.
That's really. I'm like, because I guess it's like in a sense, I guess it's OCD, but I'm like, it's not in a weird way, even though I feel like I have to do it. It's like, it is more of a compulsion or like a quirk. But yeah, so I go ahead and, usually my alarm's set for either 6:42, 6:49, or 6:52. And I go ahead and...
Wow. Are you a snoozer? Do you hit the snooze button?
I've never used the snooze button. I will say though too, I just don't sleep well anyways. But I'm usually up before my alarm. I think I've heard my alarm once in the past like year that I can think of, because I'm usually up for like a normal day.
What's the freaking worst? Well, it can be, sometimes it's the worst, sometimes it's the best. When you wake up in the middle of the night and you glance at the clock and you realize, oh shoot, I've got like 4 hours of sleep left. That's always the best. What's the worst is when you wake up like 10 minutes before your alarm goes off. That's the freaking worst, man.
Yes, I cannot stand it, because almost every morning my body wakes up anywhere from like 4:30 to like 5:30, and I feel like I can't go back to sleep for just like an hour or less. Like I don't even like to take a nap for an hour.
Yeah,
I like to take at least like a 2 or 3 hour nap if I'm gonna nap. And so in the morning I'm usually up and I'll lay there on my phone. I immediately open up Twitter. That I get up, I try to I steam my clothes. I don't like using an iron because irons seem to just take up too much trouble and work and stuff. So I steam my shirts.
You have to wear a suit every day.
Yeah. So right now though, we're business casual, so no tie. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Jeans?
Okay, no one said no jeans. No one said yes jeans. So I don't know. That's kind of up to interpretation. One guy wore jeans Friday.
Dude.
I'll probably wear jeans on Fridays for a little bit. And just, if someone says something, someone says something. I think, because I usually wear, you know me, I do the blazer with jeans and a button up. So I think that looks better than even like no blazer and just a button up and khakis. But that's just me.
Yeah.
But so I usually have my stuff steamed. If I don't, I'm steaming it. Then I'm getting in the shower. I'm out of the shower by like 7:10, 7:15. Then I usually, I would stop for breakfast a lot, or I would have like frozen breakfast sandwiches that I would heat up and then take with me and eat on the way to work. Lately, I've been getting those Chobani yogurts. So
Okay.
I have them. I'll go like once every weekend or once every like week and a half or 2 weeks to like Kroger or Aldi, and I'll buy stuff for lunch and breakfast and just like put it all at work in the fridge and freezer. That way I don't have to worry about.
And nobody takes it?
No, there's only like 6 of us there, so.
Okay.
And
we're bad. Like the company I work for, dude, stuff gets stolen a lot in our fridge.
See, no one would be able to get away with that with us. We even have like, I think I've told you guys, like, we'll like go on like grocery store runs and have like Coke and Sprite and drinks and stuff. Like, it's not, like they'll like buy stuff where it's like, okay, like just have one if you want one. Like we have like company supplied drinks. But yeah, so I go ahead and like breakfast wise, I'll stop at either. There's only really like a Sonic and a Wendy's and like a gas station thing on the way to work. So if I want to get something that's not like Greek yogurt, I'll stop through one of those places.
Dude, the Wendy's on Poplar closed.
Yeah, the guys at work were talking about that. I go to the one at Kirby and Quince, which is actually pretty close to you. It would be like 5 minutes for you.
Oh yeah. I get gas at that Kroger right there that's next to that. I know what
I
you're
don't think a lot
about.
of people go to that Kroger. Like, I don't know.
Now, that's the one that I forgot about that one for the longest. There's 2 Krogers on Kirby. There's one right across right there by the Bagel, and then there's that one that's further down. I started going to that one that's further down, close to 385, and yeah, I found that it's all like, well, now it's kind of weird because there's like this apocalypse going on, but typically it's just less crowded than that one at Kirby and Poplar.
Yeah, it's I like that. That's what I take up Kirby like the entire way to work. But yeah, so I usually leave the house by like 7:20 to 7:35 ish, and then I'll get to work by like 8, if not a little bit right after 8. But my mornings are usually like, I like to try and at least go without getting ready to like the last second. Like, I don't leave. If there were to be like a bad traffic accident or something, and I was like stuck behind a train right on Poplar, there's no way I'd get to work on time. Like, I don't leave time for that.
Same here, man.
But
I like
that's kind of my morning. I go ahead.
When I moved back home for that time where I was living back at home, and I was having to commute out here to the airport where I work now. Dude, it would take me like an hour and a half sometimes, that commute. It sucked. But now where I live now, it's like 10 to 15 minutes to get to work. And I rarely hit traffic like in the mornings. In the afternoons, traffic is terrible. But in the mornings, I rarely hit traffic. But like you said, if there's a wreck or something on the expressway, it like there's no way for me to not be like 10 minutes late to work because of that. I don't plan for that in my day, in my morning. Like if it happens, like I'm not making it to work on time. That's funny though. You mentioned breakfast, like stopping for breakfast sometimes, or having something for breakfast. Like once you get to work, that's one thing that I have phased out of my daily or my morning routine pretty well is breakfast. So
you just don't eat breakfast.
So like November-ish, I started trying to eat better. I wasn't necessarily doing a plan or by any means, but I thought to myself, because one thing that's always been bad about me is I don't think I necessarily eat terrible things. Like I don't eat junk, but man, my portion control is like out of whack. And I thought to myself, I'd heard about like intermittent fasting. I'd tried it previously and it didn't really do much. And I even question it now, like that I am still doing it. But yeah, I've pretty much phased breakfast out of my morning. I typically don't eat until noon or so. Sometimes 11:30 if I'm like really hungry. But
see, that would drive me nuts.
Yeah,
like, I would be so hangry by that point.
You say that, and I was, but it takes a few weeks to like get it out of your. I forget what they say. It's like 3 weeks to make something habitual or
21
whatever
days.
to get it out of your
21 days in a row.
Yes, something like that. And I'm not like that. But for those first few weeks when you're doing it, it's bad. It's hard to do for sure. But my thing was it was just like, if I could just sort of like lower the amount of calories that I was intaking during the day, maybe that would do some good. And then ever since January, I've really tried to do the keto thing. And I'll be honest, like since this quarantine thing has really popped off, like I've kind of fallen off the wagon a little bit, and like I'm eating like sandwiches and stuff like that, and hot dogs with buns and stuff like that, as opposed to, the low
dogs.
carb thing. Yeah, Donkey Dogs. Be on the lookout for Donkey Dogs. It's a new food truck.
There's gotta be. We got to do an episode of Donkey Dogs. Yeah.
Dude, yeah. But no, breakfast though I don't really miss it anymore. But it's just one of those things, man. I haven't really had breakfast. Every once in a while, if I stop at a gas station in the morning, I will get like I have been known to get like a bag of beef jerky or something like that.
Interesting. Okay.
Which, dude, that's like the one thing in the gas station, as opposed to getting a bag of chips or like sometimes I might get a bag of pork rinds just to try and stick with the keto thing a little bit. But typically I'm usually trying, if I do get something in the morning, it's usually a little bit of beef jerky.
Is beef jerky keto friendly?
Hold me over. That's
probably a dumb
lunch.
question, but is it?
Oh yeah.
I figured it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No carbs. Even pork rinds, dude, are no carbs.
So morning routine, have you ever stopped at like the gas stations that have like the kitchens or whatever, like where you can like buy food?
Oh, dude.
There's one in Arlington or something. You said is really good, right? Or it's somewhere.
Do you know where Piperton is?
Not really, no.
You know where? Have you ever heard of Piperton? Well, it's Piperton
From
or
you,
it's
probably.
Shoot, what's the name of the town? There's a town when you're going, like when you pass through Collierville, like you're going up Poplar. Through Collierville, then it becomes Piperton and Rossville. Rossville is the name of the town after Piperton when you're going up Poplar. It's either Piperton or Rossville. They're towns like this big. They're tiny.
I had friends that went to Rossville Christian Academy.
Oh, okay. There's a gas station, and it's in either one. I don't exactly remember, but dude, it had some of the best breakfast I'd ever like. So when I worked for Best Buy years ago, I did like home installations, like TVs and stuff like that. And we would have to drive. We would drive all over town. And dude, anytime we ever went out to Piperton, we would have to stop at this. I don't even know what kind of gas station it was, dude, but it was gigantic. And there's a giant spread of like breakfast sandwiches, like basically anything
Dude,
you can think of for breakfast.
Pizza sticks for breakfast are good.
Pizza sticks, fried chicken, potato wedges.
So here's
it had a lot
JoJo's
of that,
or smaller.
But dude, I don't know what that is.
Dude, a JoJo? You ever been to Dodge's? It's like a really big potato wedge. Like it's seriously it's big.
Yeah, they're pretty big. They're like a quarter of a potato.
That would just maybe be Dodge's term for it, I guess.
Yeah.
So the breakfast, gas station I stop at. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say that I can't. Dude, I wish I could remember the name of it. I don't remember the name of it. But if you're ever in Piperton, Tennessee, it's pretty good. Stop by. It's like nobody even gets gas there. I feel like there's like the line will be like out the door, and it's for breakfast food. They had chicken. They would do like chicken tenders and stuff, dude. It was so good, man. It's so funny. I used to work my butt off when I was doing like deliveries and home installs at Best Buy. Like I was doing like in the summer, like you would sweat all day long and you'd be on your feet all day. But dude, I ate nothing but fast food like during that period of my life. So it's like it was like even keel. Like I was getting a bunch of like exercise during the day, but dude, we would eat awful while we were driving all day long because you can't really like take a lunch with you. You'd had to get being out all day long. Like you either didn't eat or you got fast food or whatever. And we would eat stuff like that all the time. And, that's part of the reason why, like, I didn't ever lose any weight, like working, dude, trying to put a refrigerator up on like a third floor of an apartment building. Dude, you'd lose like 5 pounds in sweat, but
dude,
then you'd go eat then like you would feel like you'd need a reward. So you'd go to like Chick-fil-A and eat like 2 meals. You'd get like 2 sandwiches, 2 fries, and 2 drinks.
Dude, that's wild. I couldn't imagine.
Yeah.
The gas station I stop at
enjoyed it.
on the way to work sometimes, they do these like chicken and waffle breakfast sandwiches, and it's like almost like a McGriddle, but if it was like a waffle slider, and it's like a spicy chicken patty. Dude, it's at Holmes and Kirby. It's actually only like 10, 15-ish minutes from you, I guess. Dude, it's incredible.
There's another gas station in I think it's technically in like Eads, Tennessee, which is like kind of out there, and I'm naming off all these tiny little towns outside of Memphis. It's just like right up the road. That does breakfast sandwiches on waffles like that. I remember the sandwich group on Facebook.
Yes.
I remember seeing someone post it on the Facebook group, and I was like, man, I gotta go try that sometime. So this sounds like it's a very similar thing. I hadn't seen any other place do a waffle sandwich like that. That sounds delicious.
Dude, it's so good. But yeah, so my morning routine, it sounds like we're both kind of like, well, you kind of wake up a little bit ahead of time, or you're kind of more active, I guess I should say, like, but me, yeah, I'm like, dude, last second.
Still though, I mean, it's always a rush, dude.
Yeah. It's funny because it's like you almost never learn, but like I should be up at this time. I should be out.
I kind of like it that way.
But yeah, it would blow. I went through like a 2-week period where I was like, I'm gonna wake up and cook eggs and bacon before work every day, and that lasted seriously like no time because I was like, well, why would I want to do that?
Man. It's tough.
Yeah, it sucks. It's just that's not me.
Like that's one thing, man, that I do think people are starting to kind of come around to it, and it's not necessarily that people who wake up early aren't getting enough sleep. Because they probably are. They're just going to bed at a decent time. But like, dude, sleep is, I think, way more important than anyone ever thought it actually is.
Well, we still don't know like scientifically why we sleep. Like, even though we get exhausted and stuff, like there's no scientific reason why we sleep like we do. Which is like crazy to me because I'm like, you need to like reset, but like there's no like basis for it. Like we just don't know why we do.
Yeah.
But I'm like, that's crazy because I figured it would just be for rest, but apparently it's not.
Yeah. Yeah. I've never see, my thing is like, I'm bad about this now is like, and I'm just hard headed about it. I snore really bad, and I've been like that for the past 15 years or so. Maybe I started snoring in high school. I distinctly remember like I used to doze off in study hall a lot in high school, and I distinctly remember like one day like no one said anything, and then like one day study hall was over and somebody saying like, dude, you snored all the way through study hall. And it was like that was the day when I started snoring, and since then, dude, it's terrible. And what I've come to find out is like just how bad, like I can sleep for like 8 hours, but I don't get 8 hours of rest because I snore so bad, which sure, I guess that's like a thing of like apnea or whatever. And I should look into it for my health, because I do, it's the thing for me is like, I'm bad now about dozing off at places, and it's really not because I don't get enough sleep. Honestly, I feel like it's because the 8 hours that I get, or usually it's about 7 hours that I try to get every day, is like, it's not enough. Because when I first got this Apple Watch, I did the thing where I tried to track my sleep. It has like the app on here to track your sleep. And I don't know exactly what this means, but I did it for maybe like a week or two. And I would get like 60%, or I think at one time I got 75%. And then the worst I got was like 45%. I don't really know what those numbers mean, but the way I always equated it to was like, oh, I mean, if I got a 50% quality of sleep, that means if I slept 8 hours, that means I only got 4 hours of rest, in my opinion.
Sure. Yeah, that makes sense.
I just don't get enough rest, man. And I mean, it's one of those things. It's like, like I'm trying to lose weight, and I'm trying to, because that's a thing. Being overweight is bad for apnea or whatever. But my dad, it's kind of hereditary for me. My dad does it real bad. My grandpa snores, but my grandpa has the apnea machine that he uses. I don't know if I could ever do that, but I've
No, there's no way, because I sleep like on my stomach and side, so there's no way.
Yeah, I roll around a lot too. I think if I got one of those mouthpieces that kind of held your jaw forward,
you do like the Christian Bale Batman, yeah.
Yeah. I think that would help a lot. I've been meaning to look into it, and I've been lazy about it and haven't. Sometimes I feel like I do get rest and I feel good the next day, but like, dude, sometimes for me, man, it's tough to get up in the morning because I just feel awful when I wake up, even though I know I got, technically enough hours. I mean, like, you'd always get more sleep, I guess, but
yeah, that's like, so
I'm big on naps.
Oh, dude, naps are the best.
I do take. I'm good about taking a nap now. Well, sometimes it screws me up because like I'll get home in the afternoon and I'll sleep for like 2 hours and then wake up and not be able to go back to sleep. I'll wake up at like 9:00 at night and not be able to go back to sleep. That's not technically true. I'm usually pretty good about going to sleep.
Have you been napping while you're supposed to be working from home at all?
No.
You can edit this part out.
I thought maybe that's fine. No, I really haven't. I thought maybe there would be a time when I would. Dude, it's so funny. Since I've been working from home, I swear I think I've been like way more productive. Like as far as
we're going to talk about that later.
Concerned.
We're going to talk about that later.
Yeah, that's fine.
Cool. Yeah, that's what morning routines are. Pretty boring, I guess.
Yeah, I would love to hear. Because there, like we mentioned earlier, there are those people who like brush their teeth in the shower. I even for a period of time got a little mirror and I would try to shave my neck in the shower, which I don't do that every day. I do that every couple of.
So more for as far as your facial hair and stuff goes, do you do a razor or do you do like a beard trimmer?
For my neck?
I guess for the whole thing.
I mean, like I trimmed it all off with clippers, and that's usually what I use to trim it up if it ever gets like too crazy. But then I have a Harry's razor, not a sponsor, and I do my neck part.
And you got a clean neckline at all times. Yeah.
I've been doing it for so long, man, because I've had facial hair since like my sophomore year of high school, and I had like the little goatee thing.
Same. And that's the first thing I had. It was like just this.
I've been doing this for so long that like I've gotten it's like second nature to me. Something I wanted to ask you though, and this is something that is still fairly new to me. I guess it's been maybe. It was after I started the Heroshot YouTube channel that I start wearing my glasses like 24/7 again. I wore contacts for years.
Same.
And I had just gotten used to contacts. But really, what it was is I thought, for the video wise, I thought I looked better with a pair of glasses on. That was kind of the thing for me.
Same.
Do you ever hate that when you take a shower in the morning you can't like actually see?
Yeah, I like kind of panic when I don't have my glasses on because I feel like I don't like to not be able to see.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's like there was like probably about a month or two ago, I actually got in the shower with my glasses on because I was so tired I wasn't thinking about it. And it's like sometimes you just forget.
Sometimes
it's on your face.
I almost accidentally do it all the time. I'll almost get in the shower with my glasses on. I showered with my contacts in all the time. I know some people don't. Some people will actually take their contacts out
just to shower
when they get in the shower. Yeah.
What?
But dude, when I wore contacts, dude, I would always wear them in the shower. I didn't wear them to sleep. My mom and my dad wear their contacts to sleep. I could never do that. I'd wake up in the morning and dude, my eyes would be like welded shut. I couldn't because
oh dude, I would wear mine for 4 or 5 months without taking them out, sleeping and everything. It was bad.
Jeez. I was good about taking them out at night. But I would wear them in the shower and everything for sure. But I like wearing glasses now, to tell you the truth. But that is the one thing that I hate is the fact that when I take a shower in the morning, like I don't know how bad your vision is, but dude, my vision's pretty bad.
Mine's when I get in the shower, I'm right up against my Mac right now, and I can't see like half the stuff. It says recording in the top corner of the Zoom meeting, and I'm like, I can't even see that.
I'm gonna see how far it is because I can't really see. Like I'm about that far away, and I can't read my Apple Watch anymore. I couldn't tell you what time it is. My vision's pretty bad. So in the morning when I take a shower, I can't see anything. It's funny. This is maybe a little bit of a personal thing, and this is maybe more towards how my bathroom is set up now. Do you turn the lights on when you take a shower, or have you ever taken a shower in the dark?
I think I had maybe once or twice where I like just had like a nightlight type thing on that's in there. But I don't think I've ever, besides that, no, it's always the light's always on.
Really? So, I have like that Jack and Jill style bathroom where it's like a sink and a toilet and a sink and a toilet. And in the middle is the bathtub and the shower. So I'll turn the light on where the toilet is. But I'll leave it dark. Like I won't turn the light on next to the shower. Now, I don't know why I do that.
Okay. So that's like,
I think it's because the light switch is actually all the way in the other part of the Jack and Jill, like the part that I use. There's the other part. The light switch for the middle. It's actually in the front part, so it's just like it's an extra like 4 steps, and so I just don't turn it on. Usually, though, it's enough light with just that light above the toilet part. But dude, I've taken a shower like in the dark before, and I really like it. I don't know why. I don't know what that says about me as a person, but I really enjoy taking a shower in the dark.
It's interesting. I'll have to try that.
It's funny because like I can hardly see anyways. So it's like, it's just taking it a step further. Like taking a shower in the dark is like, I'm like a bat, dude. I'm like echolocation. That's how I get around when I don't have my glasses on.
I'll have to try that. Like I said, maybe once or twice, but that's not normal for me.
Yeah. So like full morning routine, typical routine for me right now. Like if I was to go to work on Monday, it's usually about 6:35, wake up, kind of roll out of bed. I go to the dryer. I go to my dryer and I get a fresh pair of socks and a fresh pair of boxers because I don't now that I live alone, I don't really fold my laundry anymore. I just keep it in the dryer for all week.
Hey, man.
And so I go to the dryer, get out a pair of boxers, get out a pair of socks, and usually I'll have like an undershirt in there too. And I'll go to the shower, turn the water on, and I'll kind of like lay out my work polo, my pants and my shoes and everything like that. Take a shower I'll usually listen to a little bit of a podcast while I'm in the shower. Usually maybe the last podcast on the left, unless it's Monday. Mondays I listen to Ear Biscuits, which is Rhett and Link's podcast.
Oh yeah, we'll say morning routine. I'm listening to podcasts every morning. Yeah. That's my drive to work.
Yeah,
is just podcasts.
I listen to, dude, I feel like I listen to podcasts more than I watch TV now. It's crazy. I don't ever watch TV unless it's a movie that I've seen 6 or 7 or 8 times. That's really the only thing I watch. Whoops. But then it's usually shower, deodorant, brush the teeth, kind of maybe brush my hair a little bit, brush the beard down, and then usually I will get my clothes on. I won't put my shoes on. I put my shoes on like as I'm walking out the door. And I'll basically get ready for work. And then usually I'll sit down or lay down. I'll lay back in my bed for like 10 minutes and look at my phone.
Oh, really? See, if I do that,
usually
it's
about
over.
that. Yeah, see, and then usually that 10 minutes turns into like 15 minutes. And then I realize, oh crap, I'm now 5 minutes late getting to work. So I'll put my shoes on and then I'm out the door. And then, like I said, it's usually about, if there's no traffic, there's usually about 12 minutes for me to get to work. And then I'm there. Yeah, I don't, and no breakfast. I think I told you this. I'm now kind of a coffee guy.
Are you?
As of like 2 months ago. Yeah, as of like really, I guess January. Like January, I started drinking. I've always despised coffee. I hate coffee. Like I still kind of hate it. But we have pretty good coffee at my office. I've come to find out it's better than Starbucks.
What brand is it? Do you know?
Than I think it's called Lambert's. I think is what it's called.
That sounds
coffee?
Right. I think I've heard of them.
I think that's a local thing.
It's usually like Community or Lambert's. Your TV shut off, by the way. I don't think it'll bother you, but it did.
Oh, shoot. Oh, well. Not a big deal.
We're about to be done with this episode anyway.
Now that I'm at the beach.
You have like a ghetto Zoom background at this point.
Oh no, wait, that's the PC. That's my PC background. I don't know what that is. But no, I've started drinking coffee at work. I'll drink a cup of coffee with 1 Splenda. That's the only thing I'll put in it.
Oh, see, I do a little bit of creamer. I don't do sugar though anymore.
I don't like creamer, and I don't like it too sweet. I just like 1 Splenda.
Same.
But the reason why I bring that up is because I'm now working from home. I don't own a coffee maker. So like these past couple of months that I've kind of gotten more acclimated to coffee, and I actually kind of crave it in the morning. It's kind of sucks like not having a coffee maker in the morning.
You should order like a little
percolator
on Amazon for like $15.
Yeah.
It would taste better too because you get like the fresh grounds.
Yeah. Love those fresh grounds.
Those Folger grounds.
There's a couple of mornings this past week where I'm like, I should just run to Starbucks real quick. There's a Starbucks right there at Poplar and Ridgeway. And I'm just like, man, I could just go over there real quick and just get a cup of coffee. But
by Central or something?
It's next to the Central Barbecue. Yeah, there's a Dodo's Pizza over there now too, which I always correlate that to you because that's Dodo's Pizza is like the Mississippi thing, and I've had it at your house before. But yeah, they have one up here now.
That's like the only time I've had it too. When we were at Andrews. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, and then that's typically my morning routine, and it's like I said, when I had my facial hair longer, it took me an extra like 5 minutes to freaking air to blow dry it and to put product in it and to use the rolling brush to try and roll it into like a shape. That sucked, man. I don't really miss that at all. But yeah, what's a brief synopsis of your morning routine? What's the Cliff Notes?
Wake up at the last second, shower, steam shirt if I have to. I try to steam them at night though if I'm going to. That sucks, man. I would hate to have to steam my clothes in the morning. And honestly, it doesn't take that long. It's much more simple than ironing. I just hang it over the bathroom with the hanger, and then I just steam it. It takes maybe 5 minutes. And then leave the house. I'm ready to go. However I can condense the time. Dude, I've yawned like 4 times during this episode. I know, Eric. Jeez. I guess I'm tired. Jeez. But yeah, it's, I'm not a morning person, so it's like however I can condense what I have to do in the morning. Yeah. But that's about it. That's about it for this episode. That's it. It's been a while since we've done it too, man. Wait till we do our lunch routines and our dinner time, our bedtime routines. That'll be a future episode. That'll actually too much to say. I'm sure bedtime. My bedtime routine is so messed up, team. Like I don't even know if I could put that into words. Like my bedtime is just like whenever I'm tired, I go to sleep. Yeah, mine is more structured now, but it's still a little wild. But cool, yeah. So what we would love to. Do you have a poll for this one or no? I don't have a weekly poll for this particular one. No, did you? No. I'm really bad at having weekly polls. That's okay. I think about them sometimes, and there might have been something that you know what? We were talking about podcasts earlier. Okay, yeah, I've got one for this week. Here we go. My weekly poll for this week is Dax Shepard. He is Kristen Bell's husband? Without a Paddle. Yeah. He has a podcast called Armchair Expert, and he did an episode. I think it was this past week, or it might have been last week. I don't exactly remember. He had a hypnotist on his podcast his name is Tom Silver, and he hypnotized. This guy is pretty famous. Like he goes on talk shows and hypnotizes people. He went on Jimmy Kimmel not too long ago and hypnotized a bunch of people on Jimmy Kimmel. And he went into sort of like the science behind it and how it actually is seemingly a very legit thing. And he actually hypnotized Dax's co-host on his podcast. And the reason why I'm recommending it is because
it's kind of opened my mind a little bit to the idea of maybe I should go get hypnotized one day. Like I'm really considering it because
that'd be fun.
The guy talked about how the positive benefits of doing something like that. And I feel like it would really help me. Like I fully believe in that there's a way to sort of like trick your brain into doing specific things that you wanted to do. And this guy goes into the science, and it's just super positive. And it made me feel better after listening to it. Like I'm not always the best. I'm my biggest critic, I guess I could say. And I'm usually the best about downing myself. It seems like a super positive thing that I would love to look more into. So if you feel maybe a similar way, check out it's a fairly recent episode. He uploads like 2 or 3 times a week. So it's now like the 4th one back, I think. But it's Tom Silver on Armchair Expert, and he's a professional hypnotist, and it's a good listen. I would highly, highly recommend it. And maybe if
I'll
you
have to listen to a show. I haven't listened to a show yet.
It's really good. It's a really good podcast, and sometimes he always has different people on, and sometimes the person that he has on might not be something that I'm interested in. But with this one being a famous hypnotist who's hypnotized like all these famous people, it was very interesting to listen to, and it made me consider getting hypnotized. So yeah, check it out.
Cool. Well, that is going to be it for this episode of Too Much to Say. Make sure to hit that like button.
Too much to say.
Ring the bell. What do you say? Like, comment, subscribe. You go to the Heroshot Media YouTube channel.
Yeah. If you are watching the video version on the Heroshot Media YouTube channel, we would absolutely love you to subscribe to Heroshot Media there, which is my video side of things. But if you are an audio listener, you can find Too Much to Say basically everywhere. We're on iTunes, we're on Stitcher Radio, we're on Google Play, we are on Spotify, which is now my go-to. And
I'm going to transition to Spotify, I think.
We would, dude, I like it a lot better than the Apple iTunes app or the podcast app. But that's just me. But I also wanted to say before we cut out, I would love to hear if anyone out there has maybe some unique aspect to their morning routine that maybe is a little bit outside the box. Are you a toothbrush in the shower person? Are you you got to have your morning dump at 7:15 every morning?
9 a.m.
We would love to hear about it.
It's not.
Dude, I have no timing whatsoever on my.
Mine was always
on
9 a.m. dude. At AT&T, 9 a.m.
I'm not that structured, but we would love to hear. We would love to hear about it. Be sure to drop us a line on Twitter using the hashtag TMTS. Well, Eric, I guess that about does it for our Morning Routines podcast. Thanks for having me, man.
Hey, thanks for joining.
I guess we can also plug ourselves. You can follow me on Twitter. You can follow me on Twitter at Dunk Butler. You can follow Eric on Twitter at PlayALotta.
PlayALotta.
Can I?
Here we go.
I don't even know the word. I need to admit something to you sometimes.
Did you report me on Twitter again?
Your Twitter is you? No. I did not report you again. Your Twitter handle is PlayALotta, but your last name is Bartolotta. That still to this day confuses me.
Should it be PlayALotta?
The O and the No. I'm not saying it needs to change at all. I'm just saying sometimes, if I'm ever creating like a new lower third or something, I want to spell your last name BARTALOTTA.
I think because PlayALotta actually flowed better than PlayALotta, so that's the only reason why.
Yeah, I'm just saying we've known each other for years, and it takes me a second. Sometimes when I think about it, it takes me an extra second to remember how to spell your last name.
It's honestly just because of the way it flows. That's it.
Yeah. Well, that about does it for this week's edition of Too Much to Say. Thanks so much for joining us. Thanks so much to all you lovely fans out there in the Twitterverse and the internet space and the Facebook cats. I don't know. All right. We love you. We'll see you next week.
See ya.